most of us are being asked to work more closely with AI? Well, apparently doing so is leading to loneliness, insomnia, and drinking. Great. Research published by the American Psychological Association found that workers have an increased risk for these issues the more frequently they work with AI systems. The lead researcher said, and I quote, "Humans are social animals, and isolating work with AI systems may have damaging spillover effects into employees' personal lives." Shout out to the AI revolution! Whoop whoop!
With the government declassifying aliens, it's always for like a more sinister agenda, right? Because the government isn't going to tell us stuff out of the goodness of their hearts. The world knows them as aliens. We know them as demonic creatures that can shapeshift into these alien-looking figures. The Bible says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against rulers and principalities in the heavenly places. Ronald Reagan was talking about it in a speech one time. He said, the one way that we can have a united new order is from an extraterrestrial threat. The whole point of the alien declassification is not to let people know we're the government, we know something you don't, and we're trying to help you, but it's always to reel in a more sinister agenda. When Satan comes on the world stage and presents the Antichrist and the false prophet, like the Bible talks about, they're gonna need a unified world. But how do you have a unified world if everybody's so divided with all these beliefs? The only way that you can unify the world is just scaring them into fear. Similar to the pandemic. When we saw the pandemic happening, we saw a lot of people unify, not out of love, but in fear. The whole programming has already been beta tested, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if they use this alien declassification to convince people to join the one world government.
Rent the movie Hostel. It may be kind of hard to find, but you probably can see it for free on the internet. Just Google Hostel, and everything that you see in that movie is what they do in the clone lab. And he was watching this. He was like, man, this is crazy, right? Whitney Houston, she also had to pass away because she got tired. She didn't want to do it no more. She was chipped. All they did is cut her chip off, and they put her face down in the water. Bobby Christina was chipped too. They killed her the same way. Now, to let us know that Bobby Christina's death was, as we said, let us know Bobby Christina's death was not an accident, but it was a ritual. When they took Bobby Christina out the damn Hertz or whatever the damn car was, right? And they got ready to wheel her body into the morgue or whatever. It was a church. I don't know where exactly the place was, but to let us know that it was an actual ritual, they had 2 Egyptian unks out there. I don't know if y'all peep game. They did the same thing with Whitney Houston. Now, you telling me that this was an accident, and now they're saying it's her boyfriend that did it? No, he's a fall guy. And by the way, they already done shot him up with some MLK. He's totally submissive. The real Bill Gates, they working his brain to death in a lab. He ain't came up yet. He's underground. He's see, when they put you under these deep hypnosis, you don't even be submissive. You just do what they tell you. Oprah Winfrey is on the MLK, and that's not the real Oprah. That's not the real Alicia Keys. That's not the real Lenny Kravitz.
The only way to activate the dormant DNA cells in the brain is to bring the cerebrospinal fluid up from the base of your spine to the optic thalamus. It is said when the fluid makes contact with your pineal gland, you will activate your third eye and illuminate your crown chakra. What this means is you now have an intensified aura, which is a powerful energy biofield that is located both in and around your body, which protects you from negative energies such as hate and fear and the way other people may project upon you. You will not easily be brought down by other people's lower vibrations. Your electromagnetic field is a shield. This is what it means in the Bible to wear the armor of God. When there is no hate, anger, or fear in your heart and love is present, it will radiate and create an impenetrable torus field. Therefore, you are protected everywhere you go with the Holy Spirit as long as you are forgiving, loving, and accepting and content with your life. So treat others the way you want to be treated. You just have to be a kind soul, and that way you don't get any bad karma. And that's why it's a really good saying that you can run from the cops, but you cannot run from the energy.
That's the time I discovered a dark secret under the ball pool at McDonald's. Yes, you heard me right. Let me tell you. In 1995, when I was in my last year of high school, I got a summer job at McDonald's to save up for my dream car. Most of the time, I cleaned the restaurant, including the game room. This McDonald's was really weird. because sometimes kids would disappear. The playroom was pretty well cordoned off, and we had no idea how this could happen. The store was sued tons of times but always won, because the experts didn't prove it was risky. The blame was usually placed on the parents. I soon learned what was causing these disappearances. One day, as I was cleaning the tables, a scream erupted. A mother claimed her son had disappeared. Some children said they'd seen him fall into the ball pool and never come out. Parents and staff were talking to each other, and no one could agree. I supported the mother after we had closed the store for the night, and the other employees had left. I had to finish cleaning the store by myself. I was curious what those kids were saying about the ball pool. Strangely enough, it's the one place I've never been taught to clean, and you'd think a place like that would need cleaning. No. I sprayed my towel with product and plunged my whole arm inside. Fuck, no wonder those kids got in so deep. I could put my whole arm in. I took my broomstick and pushed it in, and it went all the way in. I couldn't touch the bottom, so I decided to go in. At that point, I couldn't feel any bottom. I decided to let the ball pool devour me, and kept sinking. I'll explain what was on the other side next time if you don't mind.
Proof that mermaids are aliens, Part 3.
A couple years ago, the Seattle Aquarium decided to put an octopus in the same tank as sharks. After a while, people started to notice that something strange was going on. The sharks in the tank started disappearing. Scientists decided to set up a camera overnight to observe what was happening, and they realized that the octopus was attacking and eating the sharks.
For the longest time, we thought that sharks were the animals that were at the top of the food chain in our oceans. Well, that could have been true until creatures from another planet took over. So then this begs the question, are there other aliens from that planet as well? We know more about the surface of the moon than we know about our own oceans. We are discovering new species of fish every single day. Have you seen some of the creatures that we have found living in our oceans? You look at these pictures and tell me that none of these species are from another planet.
There are extremely bizarre fish at the bottom of the ocean. Blobfish, anglerfish, teethy, lot of teeth fish. I'm convinced that the mermaids have been conducting experiments on our fish, mutating them into bizarre forms to make them feel more comfortable, feel like their own planet.
There's a scary theory that Monsters, Inc. is actually a movie about a train of So you know how Monsters, Inc. they have to go through doors to get to our world to scare children to get their screams. These screams power their city. Now the crazy part is they actually have a ranking system in the movie to see who can collect the most screams, scare the most children, right? When they place the screams in the tubes, they eerily look like blood filling up. Now you know how the elites supposedly get the purest adrenaline is by scaring children and scaring them enough so that their adrenaline spikes. They use all different measures to scare their children to get their adrenaline going, including torture. Then once it spikes enough, they take the blood, no matter if it means the victim is alive or not. Now in the movie, the monsters even create a torture machine called the Scream Extractor, and they decided to kidnap the kids and put them in that machine. And at its full capacity, it is even capable of torturing the kids in order to get the scream out. Doesn't matter what it does, as long as it gets the scream, even if it means that child will meet their end. Anything to power the city, right? But what do you think? Is this one big reach, or is something more sinister going on?
The Illuminati done cloned NBA young boy.
This little boy claimed to remember his past life, and you won't believe what happened when he returned to the place where he died. A Syrian boy named Arius was born with a peculiar red birthmark on his forehead. As soon as he could speak, he explained to his parents that he had lived a previous life as another man, claiming to have been murdered with an axe by his own neighbor. It turns out that a man from their village had disappeared years before, and the neighbor was the prime suspect. So Arius and his parents went to the neighbor's house to find out the truth. When the neighbor opened the door, he turned as white as a ghost, claiming he was innocent. But Arius demanded that the neighbor come with them, as he knew where his own body was buried. Arius led them miles from the village to a specific spot under a tree where they began to dig. What they found was almost as crazy as not subscribing to this channel. They found a human skull that was cracked open exactly where Arius's birthmark had been. Everyone was shocked, and the neighbor was subsequently arrested and sentenced to death.
A man and his son have been having a hard time dealing with what appears to be a shadow person inside their homes. He decided to start recording these events, and what he captured on camera is creeping the entire internet out.
I keep hearing sounds in my bathroom. I don't know what it is. I haven't whistled, I haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that? It's okay. Okay, you'll say I'm cutting, so I'm gonna go nice and slow here. In there. There's no way somebody slipped out right there. My back's against the wall. There's nothing in the closet. No feet, no nothing. Holy crap. Nope.
In one of his next videos, he was actually able to capture this shadow person on camera. Check this out.
Yes? Hello? What is that? Who are you? I'm not gonna hurt you. Leave my lights alone.
The Simpsons predicted the missing Titanic submersible.
Filled with joy, searching for treasure with my long-lost son. Look! The treasure of Pisa Mahado!
Which way did Mason go? That must be him over there.